I think I'm allowed to reveal that I did an episode of The Simpsons a few weeks ago, which was extremely enjoyable.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's our pleasure to welcome Mr. Stephen Fry.
Woo! Thank you, Chris.
It's like you're on a proper show with an audience. Do you remember those?
It's a wonderful atmosphere. It reminds me of the old times, the old days.
How are you?
I really mustn't grumble, and I won't. I'm fine, thanks. I'm surviving. I won't say thriving, but close to thriving. I'm managing to fill each unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, as Kipling enjoined us all to do.
I love his cakes.
Yes, they're the best. Far and away. Far and away.
Stephen Fry, thank you for your voice on my sat-nav back in 2010. It really helped me when I was lost. And when I would arrive, your voice would say, "Congratulations, you have reached your destination. I think I'm falling in love with you."
Oh, gosh, yes.
I'd not driven for 10 years, and this really helped me feel relaxed. From Sophie in Richmond.
I am so pleased to have been of any service to you, Sophie, and thank you for reminding me of that. I did feel it was a great honour because in those days, of course, now, if you've got one of those Waze type things, you can use your own voice. You can
it's a faff, though.
It is a bit of a faff, but you can do it. But in the early days, it was Homer Simpson and maybe Yoda or something. And then I was asked to by Garmin or TomTom or whoever it was. And I felt like this was a kind of crowning, a coronation. I felt I'd arrived.
Hey, speaking of which, by the way, I hate to be the one. I'm not the brightest, as you know, but I do try my best. But the picture of Homer that you've got in the book, by the way, it's wrong. I don't know if but that's not Homer Simpson, Stephen. You might want to, for the paperback.
Didn't
checked.
They weren't so sure what he looked like. And actually, I think I'm allowed to reveal that I did an episode of The Simpsons a few weeks ago, which was extremely enjoyable, working with Dan Castellaneta.
Oh, wow.
So that was just, again, like a marvellous moment.
But what did you do that just from home?
Yes, I'm very lucky. I do have a little, I wouldn't call it a studio, that's going a bit far. It's a booth, an audio booth that works very well. It's got a proper mic and this magical thing called Source Connect, which is like going down the line. So you can record in real time with studios around the world.
And did you do it with them?
Yes, yeah,
wow.
I did. And they, they do the read-throughs with, all the wonderful cast.
Had you met Dan before?
No, I met Harry Shearer, but not Dan. So Harry Shearer, who does Mow the Barman.
We love Harry Shearer.
Ken Brockman and others, yeah. I mean, it's just so extraordinary. It's particularly wonderful because of the Zoom thing. When you see Dan's face, and the scenes I had were with him as Homer and him as Abe, Homer's father, Gramps. And to see him just moving from one to the other, his face alters slightly as well. And the voice is, it's miraculous.
See, I'm weird with voices because I'm a big fan of radio and audio and voices and stuff. So we ended up in a session for the Simpsons, a recording session, and the person I was the most obsessed with seeing was Harry Shearer, and he'd left. Yeah. He was back in the afternoon. He'd left, so it was in that gap, and I was like, oh well, never mind. And we go in. And we're in the studio bit, the control roomy bit, and I could hear them. And I saw two people in the booth, and I just guessed they were playing in the other voices. And then basically just heard Homer go, "Oh, visitors." And it was Dan, and it was the Simpsons team. And they go, come and sit in the studio with us while we record.
They're so friendly, aren't they? They're lovely people.
And of course, if you think about it, they're just there on their own so much that when people turn up, they're like, "Come on in." But I was like, I couldn't look. I was like, I can't. I'm in the room, and I glanced, and I'm like, I can't. It's so weird for me. But what?
And Nancy Cartwright and Yeardley Smith as well, who play,
of course,
Bart and Lisa. That's so strange because it's the difference. Obviously, a different gender in the case of Nancy and Bart, and yet it's perfect. You just watch the voice coming out of her, and it is like a miracle.
Lovely to see you. Have a lovely day.
Lots of love.
And a great
Bless
weekend.
You.
Bye.
Thanks so much. Bye-bye.
Mr. Stephen Fry, everybody.
Radio. The Chris Moyles Show.